One of the videos that released while I was on my break over the holidays was called The Future of Fallout. In that video, we talked about everything from the Fallout 4 Next Gen update to the Fallout TV show, Fallout 76's impending updates, and so much more, highlighting that 2024 could be a massive year for the Fallout franchise, especially if rumored titles like the Fallout 3 Remaster end up being real. One of the top comments in that video, frequently I saw, was asking why there was no mention of the Fallout London mod. Like many videos that I make when I go off on a break, they're made in this silo, and so sometimes they're not as time sensitive as I'd hope they be. And unfortunately, while that video was going live, yeah, we had a big update for one of Fallout's biggest mods in Fallout London. And so, as promised in an earlier video, I wanted to dedicate an entire video talking about Fallout London today because it got a massive update a few weeks ago, and naturally I just wanted an excuse to geek out about Fallout. While this is supposed to be a big year for official Fallout stuff, and it is an exciting one, Fallout London, oh my gosh, it's a big year for Fallout mods as well, it seems, and with the release date they have picked, it couldn't be coming at a better time. But before we go any further, we do have a quick word from today's sponsor. The following video is brought to you by BootDev. There's a ton of dooming online across social media for everything under the sun, but if there's one thing that I think goes unappreciated, it's how easy it is to target something that you are passionate about and start learning about that and making that your everything down to your career. And that's what BootDev is here to help you do. BootDev is going to help you master back-end development, and the way they do so is by eliminating boredom. Boredom is what killed me in school. If I was enthusiastic about your subject, oh boy, I was an A student. If I wasn't, C's are good with me. They do this by converting code into feeling like an RPG. You're going to earn XP, levels, achievements, and complete quests to get to the top of global leaderboards. And it's highly interactive because the platform is designed to get you writing tons of code. So you're not just reading books, you're actually interacting with the thing you're going to be doing. BootDev is fully online, it's self-paced, and like many of my favorite games ever, it's kind of like an RPG. Also, you kind of got classmates, if you will. There's a Discord community, so if you're stuck on something, having trouble with something, people can help you out. It's great. So what are you waiting for? Click the link in the description and use the code MrMatty to get 25% off your first payment toward BootDev. That's 25% off your first month or your first year, depending on what subscription you choose. Pretty good deal there. You support your boy, you support BootDev, who sponsored the channel multiple times. Shout out to them for once again sponsoring today's video. For those not well versed with Fallout London, this was a mod that maybe like some of you out there, I don't want to speak for all of you, I came from a place of ignorance. I was always of the belief that Fallout only worked in this Americana setting, the US, right? Just based on what Fallout is known for, the imagery it uses, the themes it's built off of. It was really difficult for me to imagine this series goes beyond the States. Well, Fallout London took on the challenge, and they did so excellently, where I made a video admitting I was wrong about Fallout London, how excellent this mod looked, and so I punched my ticket on the hype train. And now, well, it's full speed ahead at this point. Because Fallout London, for those who are unaware, is a game-sized mod naturally taking place in London, and we have all the details here we're going to go over with some brand new gameplay. So, first starters, it's coming out April 23rd, 2024, which is St. George's Day, but the timing couldn't be better for Fallout fans because, well, we got a Fallout TV show a little bit over a week before that. So the Fallout interest and discussion is going to be an all-time high, and we're getting one of the most ambitious mods releasing at the same time. If everything plays out as we hope it will, which is the Fallout TV show is good, we're all having a great time, maybe with the Fallout 4 Next Gen update, and then this thing drops, bada bing, bada boom, we are going to be having a wonderful time in the world of Fallout for a long time at that. Because Fallout London, as I mentioned earlier, is a game-sized mod. It is incredibly ambitious what they're doing here, and originally they were reaching for a 2023 release date until delaying it to this newly announced release date to make sure that they could test and polish. So while the game content is complete, as I mentioned, they are polishing. And what are they polishing? 15 different boroughs of London that total up to 3,764 cells. 337 interiors are here in the game. Most are the scale of the base game's Corvega factory. That's something worth taking note of because that is one of the bigger dungeons, if you will, in Fallout 4, right? Exterior-wise, there's a lot of exploration. Interior, there's a lot of exploration. To say that most of those are on a pretty massive scale like that, man, that's impressive alone. Hopefully there's worthwhile stuff within, which based on the content that they have announced, I have faith it will be pretty good. I always step a little lightly now since Fallout the Frontier. This is no disrespect to any modding team. This even goes for something like Sky Oblivion, which I've covered more extensively than I think any other mod on this channel. Ever since you saw what happened with Fallout the Frontier, where you can't really anticipate what's packed into these mods, I just like to step lightly and then go full-on hype beast after I've played it and feel pretty good about it. It also is expanding into 7 different settlements that you can customize, and they define the scale of the game as the base Commonwealth alongside Far Harbor combined. So yeah, a lot of ground for you to cover and a lot of things to find. What's within that space, though, is what matters. While it's decorated beautifully, and they have made a ton of brand new assets for this. They talked about 121 new weapons, 514 different items of clothing, 29 races, 64 bits of new foliage, 425 pieces of new architecture, 203 consumables, and over 2,000 statics that you'll find peppered throughout the world decorating Fallout London. They've gone to an extreme length to make sure that this looks and feels different. And they don't even borrow the stuff that you'd expect them to borrow from in a massive Fallout mod like the Pip-Boy. They've actually hired 2D artists to work on what is called the Attaboy, which is basically Fallout London's version of a Pip-Boy, and I love this thing. Not only do I love the name, it's a stroke of brilliance in my opinion, but I also love the imagery that they use. They have replaced the iconic Vault Boy with the UK's own Protect and Survive, which I did a little bit of research on just because this was new to me as someone who lives in the United States. And what I learned was this was an informational video posted around the 80s by the UK, warning people what to do if there was ever a nuclear attack. Now, I know it's like after where the timeline diverges and all that fun stuff, but I love that they borrowed from something in the real world because I think it just lends more legitimacy to the ideas that they're trying to capture. So all those perk animations that you know from the Vault Boy, they've overhauled all of that, and then it's going to be replaced with this new Protect and Survive imagery, which I thought was a really cool stroke of personality within this mod. They talked a bit about music in this video. I think this is arguably one of the most important pieces, if not the most important piece for Fallout's tone, as it's what you're hearing. You're going from point A to point B. They've added 74 brand new ambient tracks. They've actually mentioned in the video, and I've used it in my videos covering Fallout London in the past, they have some tracks on their channel that you can go ahead and check out if you want to hear it for yourself. But yeah, 74 new ambient soundtracks, which I think is really important. But arguably what people will be most excited about is 3 new radio stations, which they do offer little teasers of what they're going to be like news show, new kind of classical radios. So yeah, they got a lot of awesome stuff here when it comes to the sound department, which is extremely important in Fallout. But speaking of sound, no voice protagonist here, which I think many people expected. They have over 90,000 lines recorded, which they mention is about 1.5 times the amount you'll find in Fallout New Vegas and Skyrim. So quite a bit here. And that leads us into questing, naturally. Like, what are you going to be hearing this whole way through? How many times? All that fun stuff. Yeah, 53 main quests. I wanted to highlight that first and foremost because you'll see that that is a higher number than any other quest count across the entire game outside of miscellaneous, which are the more smaller fetch questy kind of things. So yes, the main quest is the biggest part of Fallout London, which makes me excited because it means the story got a lot of focus from the script writers. Now, on top of that, we also have 35 side quests, 25 faction quests, like I mentioned earlier, 64 miscellaneous quests, and 16, this is new, gang quests. There's also 7 companions. 2 of them are non-human, so it means only 5 of them have companion quests. I mean, one of them is a dog. Come on now, Churchill. We're gonna hate on Churchill. See, that's what I love about what I'm seeing for this mod right now. And I know if it lives up to the potential that I'm seeing in it, I will geek out about. To me, Fallout is so much about its themes and its personality. It's like the driving force behind everything, and it feels like all of the creative decisions that were made for this mod understood what made Fallout special and then put a little UK twist on it, and it's worked out brilliantly, which again leads me back to that feeling I had years ago of like, why don't we have more Fallout comics? Why aren't we going beyond the States? But then I, became a bit of a recluse. I tightened my views a little bit. This has opened it back up once more. They've revamped the crafting system, mentioning that you can now craft ammo, but more excitingly, I think, is tea. You also have an overhauled perk and dialogue system. The perk system looks pretty awesome, but what I think people will be excited about is the dialogue is more akin to what we've seen in, say, Fallout 3, New Vegas. It's not the face buttons like we saw in Fallout 4. And there are skill checks to boot, something that was unfortunately missing in Fallout 4, which they've mentioned are having branching storyline paths, which I think is also incredibly exciting to see just how much this whole thing can spiderweb. So yeah, that's like the bulk of the information. Overall, Fallout London is looking incredibly ambitious. I got a kick out of the fact that at the end of the video, they apologized for the delay and that they had to, you know, miss their mark in 2023 and that they're upset they disappointed fans. Like, this is a free mod, y'all. This is a free mod, and it looks incredible. And they've packed, listen to all the stats that I went through again. 74 new ambient tracks, over 3,764 cells. You have 121 weapons, 514 clothes, 2,000 statics. You have 53 main quests, 35 side quests, 25 faction quests, 64 miscellaneous quests, 16 gang quests, 7 companions, 90,000 recorded dialogue lines, and so on and so on. And they apologize for the delay. Classy move, man, because that is a lot to get for free. And so, yeah, I just count me stoked. I have to say I'm curious how things shake out, because no doubt that with the Fallout 4 Next Gen update inbound and the potential of creations being injected in that game, where I don't know how expansive creations can become, but this is something that I think people would pay for, and it's worth noting because I do feel like as creations becomes more of a thing, I could see the mod system transforming a lot into these things being sold. So if things continue on the track they're on now, what I would say from the outside looking in, and my prediction could be wrong, is enjoy what I think will be one of the few last massive mods to release that will be free of charge. And that's crazy to think about, but that's at least my read of the situation if Creations is going to alter anything. We have to learn, of course, of file size limits. Are there limits on consoles? You know, of course, are the modders even interested in doing this? Does it benefit them if they release it trying to get people to pay for it? Is it an optical loss trying to do that? How will the fans respond to Creations? And so on and so forth. There's a lot of question marks surrounding it, but it was just something I wanted to bring up for the sake of consideration nonetheless, because otherwise this is looking spectacular, and naturally I can't wait to play. And for those wondering about content plans, of course, we'll be talking about Fallout London here on the channel, just like we've done with other massive mods in the past, just giving my thoughts on the experience thus far. And maybe for this one, unlike Fallout the Frontier, I get to do a full review of it. So we'll see. But it's coming out in April. The only game right now that is calling my name in April is Eiyuden Chronicle 100 Heroes. And guess what? Releases on the same day as Fallout London. So my weeb soul is dying a little bit on the inside, while my Fallout soul is thriving. You can never win. You just never win. There's always a choice to be made. Anyway, I'm going on too much now. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for tuning in. I'm looking forward to seeing your thoughts on Fallout London in the comments down below. Fire away. Other than that, I'll catch you all in the next video. Stay sexy, stay active. I love you all. Peace.